If having great skin and looking your best is important to you, but you're apprehensive about invasive treatments, then today's episode is for you. Because I chat with Advanced Facialist, certified Breathwork Practitioner, life and business coach, global mentor for facialists, and founder of FaceHub, Joni Hodson-Ilias, aka the FaceLift Facilist. Joni is renowned for her nervous system and fascia-first approach to skin health and rejuvenation, a method that treats beauty as an inside job, not a surface solution. With her blend of technical mastery, holistic healing, and entrepreneurial insight, Joni isn't just a facialist, she's leading a movement that's redefining beauty from the inside out. At the core of Joni's sought-after treatments lies the powerful combination of myofascial release and breath work. This episode gave me such great insights into a different approach to skincare and overall well-being, but it was also such a riot because Joni has such vibrant Aquarius energy and some killer one-liners, so I think you're going to love this episode. Thanks for tuning in today to the Can I Get a Refill podcast. I'm your host, Steph Bruno-Newton. Be sure to jump on my website, www.canigetarefillpodcast.com.au, linked in the show notes to download your free 33-page book on 7 steps to protect your energy and fill up your cup. You cannot pour from an empty cup. So I've designed a guide to help you take care of yourself in order to up-level your life. Download it today and make yourself a priority in 2026. Okay, let's jump in. Hello, my cup fillers, and welcome back to the Can I Get a Refill podcast. As just promised, we're joined by a very special guest today as we're talking about how a regulated nervous system can give us beautiful glowing skin with Joni Hodson-Ilias. Joni, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for being here. I mean, we're just discussing you're in Perth. It's the crack of dawn for you.
Yeah.
And I am surprised anyone can look that good for people watching on YouTube that early in the morning. So thank you for joining me so early.
Perth effect.
Yeah, you do. You have beautiful, beautiful glowing skin. And I don't often do topics like this on the podcast. I did one and it was a very, very popular episode. So I think a lot of people want to hear about skin health. So I'm excited to jump into it, especially if it's going to mean I'm going to look like that. So we know, we'll jump straight into it. We know from recent studies what impact the nervous system can have on our health, especially our digestive system. But I'm hearing more and more now about skin health. So can you talk us through what impact it can have on the skin and how we can regulate the nervous system for glowing skin?
Yeah, absolutely. I think first, if we were to unpack that question, skin has definitely been treated from a beauty perspective as separate. You know, people will come in for a facial thinking it's going to fix things. And I think, and I'm really glad the industry is becoming so much more evolved and aware, and they're understanding that the skin is responding to what's happening from within. So we're able to support people on a more holistic level and use integrative treatments that allow to empower the client. Like seeing a client come in and just expect a serum to fix things was never something I subscribed to. And it did make me have this love-hate relationship with the industry. So being able to be in a position now where I'm helping not just empower my clients, but other facialists to understand that the skin is a report card and the person is a complete system, not just what you're seeing on their skin. So from an internal point of view, stress, lifestyle, genetic predispositions, they all play a role in how our skin looks. And when we're able to empower people and women, especially with that knowledge, the game changes completely.
Absolutely. And do you know how I realize that it definitely does impact it? It's something as trivial as when I'm stressed or running late for something, my hair looks frizzy, my skin doesn't look good, my eyes are bloodshot. And then if I'm relaxed and have a day at home, I'm like, why does my hair just look banging today? My skin looks beautiful because I feel rested and regulated in my nervous system. I've noticed that for years with myself.
It's the, I don't know if I can use the word, but it's the give a fuck factor. Like,
yes,
the more
I use that word frequently. Yes, you may.
Okay, I'm on the right podcast.
Yeah.
The less fucks you give, I guess ultimately the better you're going to look. And a lot of women are running around in, this masculine overdrive of burnout. They've got this constant to do. And the spaces that I hold in salon for my clients are very much, yes, you're going to look good afterwards. I'm going to give you an amazing facial and I'm going to use beautiful products. But fundamentally, why they live with that glow is because they've been able to throw it all in the fuck it bucket and take an hour and a half just for them. They've been able to slow their breathing down, come back to that rest and digest space in their nervous system. You know, ultimately, people are running around. Our brains think we're running away from dinosaurs, but it's not dinosaurs. It's just our brain hasn't evolved that far. The dinosaurs are actually just kids, husbands, to-do lists, like Karens at work, like, they're the dinosaurs of today. And we're running around trying to deal with it all. And as a result, we're getting ugly.
Oh my God. It's so simple. It's so true. But this whole podcast is about filling up your cup. And it always comes back to this regulated nervous system, and almost like women have to give themselves permission to give time back to themselves or to rest, because we're the go-to person in everyone's life around us. But yeah, it's just so vital, because it's not even vital for your health. It's vital for how you look. And I sometimes get a little bit jealous of 10-year ago Steph, who put so much time into her self-care. And I don't like looking back at photos because I'm like, oh my God, she looks so good. It's just in survival mode when I've got an 18-month-old and trying to run 2 businesses. And it's just, your appearance.
Mini fucks factor, right? Whereas if you're
Yes.
that Steph, she was probably a bit more carefree. She probably didn't give as many things meaning either.
Yeah.
But I
it's
think as
true.
well, just to speak on that, like the self-care, I think it's been weaponized at the moment. I think everyone's, doing all the things, and that can actually compound, that can add to the stress. Like, am I doing my lymphatic drainage? Am I doing my
Yes.
vibration platform? Am I wearing my LED mask? Am I like, everyone just needs to chill the fuck out on the self-care a little bit and bring it
It's
back
too
to
much.
basics.
Because we don't have enough time to fit it all in. And then
It's
I just feel
doing the
stressed or like I've
opposite.
failed. Yeah,
It's doing the
100%.
opposite. And this is the trap of the wellness and beauty world. Like, there's always something else to be doing. And I think self-care should come back to this sacred space that you actually have within yourself, and just check in with your breath. Where are you breathing? Take a deep belly breath and exhale all the bullshit. That's
Yes.
self-care. That's self-care 101. And as a result of doing that, you're going to flood your body with fresh oxygen, and you're going to feed nutrients to your skin. And it's one day less of adding to the ugly, ultimately. Like,
Yes.
at the end of the day, my mum used to say to me, and it stuck with me, and I don't know if it's, the best saying, but it is a saying, and it's resonated. Stress will make you fat and ugly. And I know
Love this
I know
episode.
that's superficial, but if we chunk it,
No,
because
it
there's nuance,
does.
right? It
When
does.
I'm like working out so hard and eating the right food, and then I'll wake up and I'm like, why are my thighs fat today? And I'll get angry at myself, and I'm like, it's because you're tired. It's because you're stressed. And I'll go for a long, relaxing walk and look much thinner the next day. A lot of it's fluid retention with me. When I get stressed, I get a lot of fluid retention. And I used to get adrenal fatigue and get really big, like around the arms, face, and the stomach. And yeah, honestly, stress is the devil. But every episode and people I interview, I've had biohackers, they're always like, yeah, you can get all these things and supplements and do all that. But it's really like 3 simple things of like eating whole foods, eating plant-based whole foods, being in nature, and deep breathing, like really paying attention to your breathing.
You chill the fuck out on all the things.
Yes.
Because if we actually unpack, I don't want to just have these throwaway lines like stress will make you fat and ugly. If scientifically, what I'm saying is, when you're in a stressed state, your body is like this and like this, and then as a result, your face is like this. And this is what I explain when I talk about fascia first and when I talk about the nervous system. We need to allow everything to relax. Lymphatic drainage will do fuck all if you're in a stressed state, because fascia holds lymph nodes. If fascia is restricted as a result of you being tense and tight, where is the lymph going? It can't flow. Breath is the gateway to opening up your channels to actually
Joni, I
allow
have to say, I never heard fascia until a couple of months ago, and now it's all on my Instagram feed of all these sort of fascia stretches and exercises and things. I never heard of it. It's
crazy, because it's what covers our entire body and what keeps us together. And ultimately, it's still being widely researched, but it's the major component of what gives us structure. And not just that, it's intelligent in the sense that it helps our nervous system respond to what's going on. So fascia stores emotion. It's amazing. But I think it's kind of like, 2025 was all about protein and now 2026 is all about fiber. Maybe 2025 was all about lymph and now we're all about fascia. I don't know. But
Yes.
at the
It's a
end of the
buzzword
day,
every year. Yeah.
yeah, I mean, every year there's going to be something else to focus on. But for me, fundamentally, I'm a fascia-first facialist. Like, lymphatic drainage has a place, but lymph can't go anywhere if your fascia is restricted. And circling back to what I'm talking about, stress, when we're stressed, we're tight. When we're breathing and regulated and, taking self-care, as in
Yeah.
checking in, taking inventory of what's going on for us, like where are the shoulders sitting, like where am I breathing, like how many fucks am I giving today that I don't
Yeah.
need to give,
Yeah.
then fascia can relax. We need to tell our connective tissue that it doesn't need to protect us all the time. It can relax. Like I always,
It's insane how often you'll catch yourself in that. Every time, you pull up at the lights or something, I'm like, why am I sitting like I'm,
yeah, because
like in
driving
battle?
people are annoying. That's why.
Yeah.
I don't know about you, but I'm a massive road rager. Like
Yeah, I don't love the
as soon as I
road.
get in the car, I'm like, everyone's an idiot.
Yes, they get the
Everyone's
worst.
an idiot. They get so annoyed at me.
Well, do you know what? I'm going to jump ahead to a question I've got later in the episode because we're on the topic now. Talk us through 5 reasons fascia is the missing link in your skincare routine.
Yeah, absolutely. So fascia being the connective tissue that gives us structure, it also responds environmentally. So let's talk about traffic. So say if someone cuts you off in traffic and you like, oh, you get really roused. Fascia is going to respond to that. It's going to restrict. Like it's wanting to support what we're doing. So if we think about stress on a daily, if you're someone that's constantly, furrowing with your eyebrows or like, judgy face or tense with your jaw, whatever it may be, fascia is going to want to support you to continue to be able to do that. So over time, it will take shape. So if you're always someone that's, like this, I always think about like or our generation of like The Simpsons, like Mr. Burns, how he was always like,
Yeah.
yeah, because he was such a grumpy, disgruntled
Yes.
person.
Yeah.
This is the power of fascia. Like when clients come to me, I always first in consult watch how they're sitting, watch where they're holding tension, watch their fascia story, because it hasn't just started, today. It's arrived there, it's shaped there. And very big, like the majority of women who come and see me come for jaw tension, and they get headaches and I've just got to, they want me to get in their mouth, I always think to myself when I see someone who just looks really disgruntled, I'm like, babe, you just need me to get in your mouth. But, if I say that, it's just a bit weird. But, there's so much stored there, spiritually, the jaw holds resentment, frustration, anger. And I always say to clients, it didn't start in the jaw, it's arrived there. It started in the chest, it started in the shoulders, it started in the heart, it's shaped, and after a while, it's all pulled and now it's in the jaw, right? So, as far as skincare goes, there's how your face looks according to how you're shaping. But then on a more systemic level, when we're stressed out and when we're in, people live lives. You can't go through this human experience not being stressed, all right? This whole
No,
idea
yeah.
that you need to manage stress. Yeah, you do. It's knowing how, it's knowing what your triggers are, and it's knowing, I always say the best way to manage and look good is boundaries. Tell people to fuck off
Mm,
every now and then.
yes.
Like you don't
Every
have to be
episode
nice
you
to everyone.
touch on boundaries.
Yeah, people with the worst skin are probably people pleasers. Because they're
The
giving
worst everything. The worst health, the worst stress. Yeah, 100%.
because they're self-abandoning. I mean, this is a whole other topic, but we could be here for days. But as a result, the internal environment is stressed. So when we're stressed, again, we're not getting flow. So blood and oxygen carry nutrients to the skin. We know that. Not just that, gut health. Gut is referred to as the second brain, but it's really the first brain, directly connected to your vagus nerve that responds to your nervous system. So if you're in this fight flight response, your gut health naturally is going to be impacted. And
Absolutely.
gut is where, majority of our dopamine is produced, where our microbiome for our skin, everything is in our gut. So yes, diet is paramount, but everyone's born with their individual gut blueprint. So stress and how we manage ourselves is probably first and foremost.
Absolutely. What you said about the posture and that, I completely agree with. I feel like posture and how you hold yourself is so telling. And I used to listen to when I used to be a singer. I'm on a sabbatical. I'll go back. But I had a long gap of 8 years of not singing, and I was nervous to get back on stage. And I used to listen to these Paul McKenna, he's a British guy, hypnotherapy CDs, like back when you had your little CD-ROM thing. And he's always talking about you do these mind movies, but then you like jump into the body of your future self. And he always says, how does she stand? How does she move? And I always picture her calm and breathing slowly and just not reactive, but just the posture. You know, like when you're busy and stressed, you do stoop the shoulders straight away. So it's something as simple as reframing your posture, checking in with yourself, doing a body scan, checking on your breathing, how you're feeling. Like those, if we can catch ourselves regularly throughout the day, not just 10 minutes meditation in the morning and then be stressed all day, we can really change the trajectory of our lives, but also our appearance, right? Like it adds to every area.
And if we're talking about aesthetics here, correct. From a biology standpoint, when we're stressed, we want to shrink because it's overwhelming. So that's what's happening. Everything's contracting. It's like too much. So we're
don't
going
want to be seen.
Going inward. It's overwhelming. Whereas the more boundaries you have, the more self-awareness you have, the more you understand your capacity to hold, which is a huge one. And this is what I take my students through and what I empower my clients to understand as well, is our nervous system has a thresh point.
Yes.
So as we grow through life, the best thing you can do for yourself is understand your window of tolerance. Like how quickly do you go from calm to batshit crazy?
Yeah.
For me, it depends what time of month I'm in.
Yeah, 100%.
And in perimenopause, it's like 0 to 100 most days.
Hey, hormones have a big role.
Like that's a whole other topic. But when you can understand what your window of tolerance is and what triggers you and what overwhelms you, you can set some boundaries around allowing yourself to deal with life better. And then as a result, people will often ask me like, oh my God, your skin's amazing. Like, what do you do? And my honest response is most people wouldn't do what I've done to have the skin I have. Because
too time consuming or too much inner work? What
work? Because
no one wants to get uncomfortable.
Nobody wants to be the problem. Nobody wants to be the reason, Nobody wants to be told.
Oh, Joni, that's so true. I mentioned this in a recent episode where, there are a lot of toxic people out there, but there's a lot of finger pointing. I don't think there's quite as many toxic people as we're claiming.
The thing sometimes with pointing is there's always 3 pointing right back.
Yeah, I love you have so many sayings. I am loving this so much.
I'll just release some t-shirts.
Bumper sticker sayings. This is great. But that's so true. And no one wants to really, sit with those uncomfortable feelings. But you're just going to be uncomfortable in a prolonged way. You're better off like getting in and dealing with them. I mean, it's easier said than done, but it's very important to do the inner work, isn't it? And release.
It's one of the reasons I don't use like the words snatch and sculpt so much in my treatments anymore, because women were coming in and being like, I just want to look snatched for the weekend. But yet their diet is poor. They're presenting obviously not snatched everywhere else. I don't know how diplomatically to say that. But like, you want me to snatch your face, but you haven't spent a day in the gym in your life. Like it's
So what you're saying is it's a holistic approach. You can't be stressed, unregulated nervous system, eeating poor and expecting your skin to look good. You've got to invest the time.
Well, it's not separate. Like, does the rest of your body look good? Why would your skin look good? If the rest, it's a whole thing. You don't take your head off overnight.
Well, it's an organ, isn't it? So like if I'm stressed, I'll feel it in my bowel and your skin's the same. It's an organ.
Skin is your biggest organ, and it's a report card for what's going on systemically. So yes, do I use
the one everyone
serums, night creams, and do I take care of my skin? Absolutely. Peels, microneedling, all the things.
Yeah.
But what I do daily for my body. Like,
Yeah.
and that's just not what I eat, like how I manage my life. Like I structure my business. I know not everyone has the capacity to do this, and that's
Yeah.
not what I'm saying. But over
Yeah.
time, I have habit stacked my life based on
Yes.
how I know I deal with life.
Yes.
And I now manage my business around my cycle. Like,
Yeah. I preach this all the time.
yeah,
I don't do recordings if I'm in my
this is
luteal phase. Yeah.
correct. If, oh
Yeah.
no, no. If I go online in my luteal phase, I'll be cancelled.
Yeah.
100%. Like,
I just shut down. I just have no confidence I'm not me in my luteal phase.
yeah, I'm a version of me, and she has,
Yeah.
but I'm not sure it's online.
Not in today's society. Yeah. Oh, that's so good. No, it's true. It's like I said, not everyone has the luxury, but there is certain things you can do to sort of
You can habit
take
stack. Like I
control.
always say,
Habit stack.
breathing is free. But yeah,
Yes.
most of us are walking around doing it wrong.
Yeah, and the most important things are the free ones. Your diet, the being in nature, and the deep breathing. Yeah, 100%. What's the closest you can get to a facelift without actually going under the knife?
Yeah, cool. Well, all the things we just spoke about. So I'll pre-frame by saying, obviously, nothing replaces a surgeon. Like
Yeah,
cutting and lifting is one thing. It's very separate to, dealing with massage or anything that we're going to be doing in salon. So
yeah.
let's just cover that straight away.
Call a spade a spade.
Um,
Yeah.
but if we're to talk about facelift from a fascia perspective, when surgeons actually do operate, the layer that they're working on is the same layer that you can address through massage. So when they do go in and surgically lift a face, they're working with what's called the SMAS layer. But the SMAS layer essentially is what surgeons work with, and it's the same layer that we address in massage. So when it comes to a facelift, it's a fine line when it comes to promoting that. Yes, I call myself the FaceLift Facialist, but if I called myself, the soul revival exorcism facialist, nobody would come. So because that's really what I'm doing in the room.
Good
Um,
marketing. Yeah.
yeah, so when in treatment, when we address breath, so connecting with the nervous system through breath work, which I take my clients through a little breath work sequence at the start, helping them, really trigger that or land in that rest and digest space. It communicates directly to the fascia that it can relax. And then as a result, oxygen can flow, nutrients can flow, and the massage is way more effective. And then naturally there's a technique to working with fascia and feeling in for any adhesions and restrictions and helping to re-lubricate the tissue, because really that's what it's about. Fascia produces its own collagen. So we're all out there trying to buy, the next serum to slap on topically. But if you're stressed, you don't actually have the permeability to absorb what you're putting on topically. The skin's just,
Ah,
yeah, it'll
waste of
just
money.
it'll just sit. And it's only going to go to a certain layer anyway. Whereas when you're working with the body, when you're working with fascia, you're able to relax someone. It's super relaxing. There's so many pressure points, and it's directly communicating via the vagus nerve. Vagus nerve being our roaming nerve that's connected to our nervous system, helps regulate that fight flight response and that rest and digest. So as a result, working with the fascia in that regard, we get a natural facelift, because at the end, someone's face is able to sit in a more anatomical, natural position that they're used to seeing. So if
Your
you just
appointments sound like the biggest cup filler. Like I'm feeling calm, picturing myself in there. I'm being taken through deep breathing, then a massage. Do you get clients cry? Because I'm a big believer that you store emotion in certain places of the body. You do.
100%. So fascia stores emotion. It's been
Yes.
proven. Yeah. So, and this is the thing, when clients arrive, they're arriving with a story. Everyone has something going on, and a lot of the time, it's also ancestral. Like it's not always just our
It's not
trauma.
ours. Yes. You can be
Correct.
carrying things you're completely unaware of. Yeah,
Correct.
agreed.
And there's certain, we can go into chakras and all that, but I tend to keep it less woo-woo and just respect that I have the awareness and understanding that there's so many things going on for someone in their energy field, in their body, in their mind, and just holding a space where all of that can collapse in time and allow them just to come back home to themselves. And how I do that is through a few modalities, space holding being the number one. When someone can feel seen, heard, listened to, and validated, that
Oh,
in
so
itself is enough just to relax the shoulders, let someone go,
yes.
oh, you know,
Yes.
women just want someone to go, yeah, babe, that's fucked.
Yes.
Enough
Okay.
sometimes.
I'll pause you there because I have with my best friends this thing that we do now where if you go to someone with a problem, they go, what are you needing from me right now? Are you
Yes,
needing advice or are you just needing to vent? And it's always, I never want advice. I know the answer. I just need to get it off my chest. And having someone really see and hear me, it is the greatest gift, especially if you're a stressed out mum, but it's just the greatest gift for anyone to feel seen and heard. I completely agree.
validation is such a powerful anti-aging tool. Like,
Ah.
it's a fine line between if someone's in victimhood and empowering that, but if someone just, arrives and they're like, and you go,
Yeah.
yeah, you're
Yep.
totally valid in all of that. I get it. Now let's make this all about you. Like that, it takes me 5 minutes in that treatment time to hold that space for someone and allow them to relax. And I always teach my students this: the better you can get at holding space and allowing someone to surrender, the work is half done before they get on the bed. Because if someone is able to really, relax, surrender, drop their guard, feel seen, feel safe, then that's part of the therapist's job. Their fascia is going to be so much more responsive by the time they're on the bed.
Wow.
And then the other modalities I work with are obviously energy healing,
Oh, I love
breath work,
energy.
facial massage, intraoral massage, and facial cupping.
Oh, facial cupping. I've never had that on the face. Are they tiny little cups? How does that work?
So I work with glass cups because I am working
Yep.
with fascia. Some people work
I
with
get
more.
that on my back and it feels
Yeah,
really
so
great.
this is moving cupping. It's not stagnant. So we don't want to be working too
Oh,
much with the SHA. So we don't want to be
yes.
causing like the discoloration. We want to be moving. The reason being is we want to create just a little lift of the tissue just to help blood flow and help like lubricate any like adhesions in the fascia. So some of the cups you might see being used, they kind of look like period cups, like moon cups.
I
Um,
have one for my thighs.
yeah, silicon. They're more for
Yeah.
lymphatic drainage.
Okay. Yeah.
So, and there's different ways of using them, but yeah, I work with the glass cups, sliding cups, and that's.
Great. It's such a holistic appointment. Do you ever come to Sydney? Because I never go to Perth, but I really want one of these appointments.
Yes, I'm in Sydney at some stage this year, so.
But do you ever do appointments? So,
Yeah, I do believe I'll be doing a few pop-up appointments
interesting.
for
All right. I'll have
some
to keep an eye out for
VIPs.
you.
So I'll put you on the list.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. No, but it's such a beautiful thing you do. Like, and it's so important for women to always give back to themselves. But I love that it's not just one modality. Like, I'm very big on the holistic. So it just sounds like it's worth every cent. So
The
yeah.
reason it's so potent as well, and why I use breathwork in the treatment is my clients can walk away with tools to use for themselves. Like the sequence we do at the start is something they can do while they're driving or while they're at work, or
Yes.
nobody needs to know they're doing it. It's kind of like doing your Kegels, but for your stress.
Yeah. Yeah. When I pull up at the lights, I'm always like, oh, clench,
Yeah,
clench. Yeah.
like Kegels and breath work should go hand in hand.
Yes.
That way you're getting
Yes.
it done. But if they're contributing to how they're feeling, and a lot of clients who will come regularly will say to me, like, I've been doing my breath work and I'm just noticing that I've got less jaw tension and, you know,
You're giving them the tools to take care of themselves. That is so,
correct.
teach a
And
man to fish.
it's
It's very important.
less about what can I buy off the shelf to put on my skin. That's important
Yes.
too. Like, sure, I advocate for skincare. It has a place, but it's probably
Can only do so much. Yeah,
20%.
100%. What are you observing clinically and culturally around younger women starting their beauty journey with injectables?
If you had have asked me that at the start of last year or even the year
Yeah.
before, like 2024, I was like, holy shit, everyone looks like duck face. Like
Yeah.
it was
And they're
out
all looking the
out
same
of
too.
control.
Everyone's getting that same look. I'm like, I can't differentiate.
Out of control. And that's, I mean,
Mm.
that's twofold. I mean, that comes back to the aesthetic nurses or doctors who are doing these injectables who are
Yes.
making everyone look the same.
Yeah.
But also to the individuals who are plugged into a system that feel like they need to look the same.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
Well, I'll just pause you there. I get injectables. I was just saying I'm trying for baby number 2, so I'm not at the moment. So if I start to look tired and haggard, you all know why. But they've changed the questions when you go in now, and it's like, how will you feel if you couldn't get this appointment today? And it's good that they're doing those appointments.
Yeah,
I'd say I'd say they're getting a lot of younger clients, but I don't like judging what any woman does with her own body, but it makes me sad that young women are spending all this money that they could be having a trip to Paris with when they've got their own natural collagen, when they're, so young, if they're like 20, whereas I started injectables when I was 36 or 38. I just have a very angry Sicilian line down here, like my dad says. I had to curb that. But yeah, I feel like any woman should be able to do what she wants with her body. I don't like people judging, but it does make me sad if they're doing it because they feel like they have to fit in, and they have such natural beauty to begin with at that age.
I think, there's so many sides to this coin, and conversations and viewpoints you could have. Personally, I've used injectables on and off since I was 27. When I started in the beauty industry, I was very much in the more like clinical, aesthetic side of things. So like laser, all the injectables, all the things. And then I actually used Botox to correct Bell's palsy after an accident. So for me, I think injectables...
For who?
For myself.
Clients or for yourself? For yourself?
For myself, yeah. So for me, I think injectables have a place. And I always say to my clients, and sometimes I cop shit online for calling myself holistic, because people often say, like, how can you call yourself holistic when you get injectables? It's like...
But people are black and white, and they want to pigeonhole you into one spot, but you can be two things at once. I'm very holistic in lots of areas, but I certainly like to look good too.
Holistic doesn't mean all natural. It means supporting things on a whole level. And it means incorporating science or choice. And
I was just going to say, it's your choice.
Like physiology is psychology. And for me, correcting Bell's palsy when my face was droopy was a big factor.
Absolutely.
And I empower people. So I never, ever will make someone feel uncomfortable in my space in that regard. Be like, if they choose to do injectables, then that's their choice. However, I always say knowledge is power. So like, I've went through a recently dissolved filler like in my face, because I understand that more about fascia and more about what it's doing. It's been sitting there since I was in my early 30s. And after a while, as we get older, the integrity of our collagen starts to weaken, and the integrity of our supportive connective tissue starts to weaken. So it becomes like jelly sitting in your face. So all I would say to these women is, like, is there other ways you can support, or question yourself, like, for what purpose?
Yes.
And I ask myself that with anything I do, like even when I'm posting online. For what purpose? Yeah.
Yes.
Sometimes it can be as simple as because I fucking want to. Like that's okay.
No, but it makes you stop and think. Yeah.
Yes. But just, is it because I feel pressured by society, or, for what purpose is really powerful.
I think that's good. I think that's a good question, because, we probably can't, you're a bit younger than me, but that wasn't really a thing when we were very young. No, how old are you?
42.
Oh, I thought you said 37. No, you were saying got you. Okay, we're the same age. Great. So, not only were injectables not talked about when we were teens or early 20s, but social media wasn't.
No, I mean, I didn't have an upper lip until I was 35.
Yeah. And we had remember the overly plucked eyebrows, but all we had was the disposable roll-up cameras. So I don't even know where that evidence is.
There's no evidence of how ugly we used to be.
So we could only really compare ourselves with, it wasn't as much comparison or pressure of how we had to look.
Yeah, that is very true. You have to go into my MySpace to find out what I really used to look like.
When I finally joined Facebook years after everyone else, I was like, oh, this is crap. MySpace was so pretty. Mine was purple with butterflies, and you had a theme song, and Yeah,
to finish the answer of your question, if you ask me today, I think women are becoming, especially younger women, are becoming more aware. Maybe it's the pressure of the fact that they won't be able to buy a home because they've spent it all on injecting into their face. Because, the pressure of living, or they're just realizing that it's okay to actually look individual, and
Like me. Yes.
yeah, and
Yeah, that's why,
no,
a lot of people always say J-Lo's done it right because she still looks exactly like her. It's touch-ups. Like, I don't love when people change the
makes
whole
sense. Yeah.
how they look because I'm like, that was your look. That was, like, so I only do things that sort of preserve. I don't change the shape
Mm.
of anything because I'm like, no, it's, it's me. It's what I was given.
Keep me
But
fresh. Yeah, let me age,
I
but keep
just
me
want to
fresh.
look a little fresh. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think, yeah, the younger generation, or the generation that are coming through now, are very much like they're drinking less.
Yeah.
They're probably going
Okay.
to swing too far into the wellness space. I mean,
Yeah.
pendulum always swings, so they're doing all the
Yeah.
things, they're mouth taping and tongue scraping and like breath work and ice baths and saunas.
Out of time in the day doing all.
I could
Yes.
go on. Like, I don't know how they're actually doing life, because when do they fit all that in?
Random
But
time. Yeah.
yeah,
Exactly.
but yeah, I think they're doing less of the injectables, which is
Yeah.
healthy to see.
Yeah. Yeah. It's good. Okay. So, what is the expert approved facial massage sequence you can do at home?
Yes. All right. So when it comes to massaging your face at home, I always tell clients to be intuitive. Like, you know your body best. And I think especially like my generation were taught, like, you shouldn't be too rough with your face. You should, put your cream on like this.
Yeah. I
It's
still
like,
do the upwards motion,
yeah,
especially
like,
on my neck.
calm down. Doing that is actually not going to fight gravity. Gravity will prevail. Like this isn't going to help anything, all right? So it can be a bit rougher. It's your face.
Right.
Fine. Like,
Okay.
yeah. So I always, naturally, we want to drain. So I always say to clients, like, move your body first. Don't treat your face like it's going to respond to whatever you do to it. It's not separate. So let's treat the body as a whole. So move your body first. Like, it's really important to wake everything up. So if that, like, my husband comes into the bedroom in the morning and I'm jumping up and down on the spot, and he's like, yep, yeah, she's just doing her face routine. Like, it's normal. So, like, move. I don't care how it looks, just move, like, be intuitive, get things flowing. And then naturally, we want to help the face drain. So the best way we can do that is by appreciating where the lymph nodes are. They sit behind the ears. So you can do like just a little movement, just wake things up. It doesn't have to be hard. Some influencers I've seen have actually tied their ears together with like hair ties. Yeah, like they
Okay.
just whatever. But the reason they're doing that is because they're helping like wake up the lymph nodes. So that's where it's going to drain, right? Down around the neck. And then we've got our major drainage points just above the collarbone here. So it's just a light touch, but even just the moving is going to wake
Just
that
a
up.
few seconds on each point.
Just a few seconds. Like, I even
Okay.
just do this,
Yep.
but
Okay.
I give my body a big shake in the morning, and I really wake
Yes.
things up, and
I do
just be
too.
intuitive. Like, feel into like, where are things stuck? Where are things, a bit tight, and just move. Like,
But
movement.
don't you feel better mentally after you do that? Like, it's so crazy
Well,
because you're
it's
still
dopamine.
so long in bed. It really wakes me up.
Yes. I mean, Tony Robbins, I remember when I did Unleash the Power Within, he said to me, like I was one of 3,000 in a stadium.
Yeah.
He said to us, like, most people are depressed because they don't move. And it's because it's like a stagnant pond.
Yes.
We
Yes.
need movement. Oxygen and flow carries nutrients, and it helps the gut, everything. Like, movement is paramount. So movement first thing in the morning, and then be intuitive. I like to simply just get my knuckles like this and like move along the jawline, and then I'll just take my glasses off and then move along the cheeks.
This
And
is
then
great.
you can do the same with your brows, just really simple. But
So do you not even need a gua sha? You can just do it with your knuckles.
go for it. If a gua sha makes you feel like you're achieving something and it encourages you to do it, knock yourself out. But do
I
you
just
need
keep
a gua
breaking
sha?
them.
No. Yeah, this is why I sell the stainless steel gua shas, because the only
Okay.
break is your foot if you drop it, but you're not going to break the gua sha.
Great.
But yeah,
Okay.
you don't, just be intuitive and obviously work up, like drain
Love
out
that.
and work up. But it
Oh, I'm
doesn't.
so excited to start this from tomorrow. This is
I
really
mean, look, that's
exciting.
as basic as it can get. You can add
Yeah.
facial cupping. I mean,
Yep.
if I had a tool with me, I'd show you how to do it. But yeah, you can add facial cupping. You don't have to be a genius. You don't have to download an entire course to know how to massage your
Yeah.
own face. You walk around with your own face every single day of your life, feel into it, touch it, move it. Like,
I love it. They're super helpful hints. I'll try and do a little clip of it and put it on Instagram because that's super, super
yeah.
helpful. No, I love that so much. Joni, I'm going to end. Your tips have been super, super helpful. I'm going to end by asking you something I ask all my guests.
Yeah.
And it sounds to me like you're very good at doing this for yourself anyway, but what's something you'll be doing in the next week to fill up your cup?
The next week. So it's birthday month for me. My birthday's on the 23rd of Jan.
Happy birthday.
So
Are you an Aquarian?
Yes. Can you not
That
tell?
explains everything I need to know. You're such an extrovert. I'll just pause you for a sec. I was thinking, you remind me so much of the girls I used to go clubbing with many, many years ago. Like the same personality. I love it. I feel like you bring out the...
But like in a group, I'm like...
Ah, really? But I feel like you'd bring out the wild side of me if we hung out.
Yeah, I'd either take you really deep or like doing crazy shit. But I'm like, I'm not really in between. Like I struggle with superficial like chat. Like
Same.
yeah.
I think that's being 42 personally. I think there's the authenticity is all you have time for. Yeah, no, I love it. Oh, sorry. I go back to what you were saying, but I had to tell you that before I forgot.
So one thing I'm doing next week to fill my cup, I am going to spend my birthday very different to like how I would in my 20s. And I've said to a girlfriend that I really want to go for a nature walk and see a waterfall. There's so many beautiful places in WA. And I've lived here now for 6 years and I haven't gone and explored. And yeah, so I said I want to do a nature walk and see a waterfall. And I want to do one of those jungle body dance classes. Remember, like,
oh, that sounds fun.
Like Zumba was a thing, like back in the 2000s. Yeah, well, there's like a revival here. I'm sure it's in every other state, but jungle body, I don't know. I just want to dance around and be stupid and not have to worry about it being fitness and just have fun. So
I reckon your skin will glow after that because it's filling up your cup. That sounds so much fun. This episode will air after your birthday, but have a very happy birthday. And that nature is the ultimate. That sounds like a beautiful, beautiful way. Really just getting in touch with yourself and your inner child with the dancing and that. I love that. That sounds so great.
Fun. Yeah.
You are a riot. I've really enjoyed this. This is really a great way to kick off the rest of my day. It's just so much fun, but really, really helpful hints. I really appreciate, especially the demonstration. I'm just definitely going to implement those, something I can do for free at home to fill up my cup. So thank you so much. Such a pleasure meeting you.
You too. Thank you for having me.
And everyone, please do something in the next week to fill up your cup.